All right, we're going to look at solving quadratic equations by factoring. So this is the same factoring that we've been doing. The only difference is we're now putting it as part of an equation and solving for it when it's equal to 0. So the way that we'll do this is first step, we're setting the equation equal to 0. So on this first one, for instance, I'm really just moving everything that's on the right side over to the left. And as I do that, it's going to change the sign. So I'll be subtracting x and subtracting 30 from both sides, which ends up giving me x squared minus x minus 30 equals 0. Then we'll check and see if we need to do our house top, but we've got a coefficient of 1 at the front. So 1 times negative 30 would still be a negative 30. So we will look at things that multiply together to get me a negative 30. And I need factors that would add together to get me a negative 1. So that means my larger number is going to be the negative, but I need ones that are as close together as possible. What I end up with is I do negative 6 times 5, then that's going to get me when I add those together, it gets me a negative 1. So I know my factors then, and these I don't really have to pull apart because the factors that I get, my x values are both at the ones. So there's no need to really factor it. The negative 6 and the 5 are just going to be my constants in the binomials. So I'd have x minus 6 and x plus 5. And we can kind of just double check. Those multiplied together would be my x squared. Negative 6, negative 5 is my negative 30. And negative 6 times x is plus the x times 5 gives me that negative 1x. Hey, now this is an equation. So that is equal to 0. And what happens is, if this first half is equal to 0, then I'd have 0 times whatever's here, would just be equal to 0. And the same for the other one. So what I can really do is split it up into two parts and say x minus 6 equals 0 and x plus 5 equals 0. And as we look through it, work through it there, I end up getting that x here should be equal to 6, and x here would be negative 5. So my solution would be x equals 6 or negative 5. So that's our first step. I will post a video going over a couple more as well as we work along on that.